Now they're zeroing in on the movements of two victims the night of the murder.
It seems to be one of the larger areas that we don't have a lot of information in. And so being able to locate what they did that night, to maybe who they contacted, maybe any routes that they took home, that would be important for the investigation.
Well, I think the fact of the matter is that whoever is responsible for these murders is still at large. The investigators do not know who that person is. From what they've told my office, they believe that this was what they call a targeted attack and not just a random act of violence. And I think they tried to communicate that, but obviously that communication didn't work very well. It's unfortunate for any confusion in the community. People just need to be vigilant and help us however they can. We hope that we can identify who's responsible and get them off the streets as soon as we can.
$15 for you. Pretty starting line there. Yeah. Oh, he ordered 44.
Okay,
thank you.
Can I get a 5-cheese chicken?
5-cheese chicken. Oh, cool.
Yep, already gone.
It's gonna be $11. How's your night going?
Pretty good. How's yours?
Very well. Thanks for asking. One more button for you. Sorry.
The idea was calling it as you
Jenna, come back.
There you go.
45.
What can I do for you?
Do you have the bottle?
Yes, we do.
Was a scream caught on police body cam video the night the 4 University of Idaho students were murdered. Hear anything? Is it a scream? Is it a screech of tires or something else? The timestamp on the body cam video reads 3:12 a.m. around the time of the murders.
5 cheese chicken. Oh, cool.
Yep, already gone.
It's gonna be $11. How's your night going?
Pretty good, how's yours?
Very well. Thanks for asking. One more button for you,
The
sorry.
idea is calling it as you
Jenna, come back.
There you go.
45.
What can I do for you?
Investigators are continuing to collect evidence at the scene. Investigators are working to develop a timeline to relevant events. Autopsies are taking place today on all the victims so we can continue to gather evidence and solve the crime. Investigators are working to follow up on all leads and to identify a person of interest. Based on details at the scene, we believe this was an isolated, targeted attack on our victims.
Salutations, friends, and we are here at 1,500 subscribers. Congratulations, we are here today. Welcome back. I am loss of words. Can you believe it? I remember my first subscriber. I remember my third subscriber. I was floored and thinking to myself, I have 997 more to go. And here we are at 1,500. We're doing well. We have great comments. I try to get to the majority of them. Some of them I have to scale back a little bit. With that being said, surprisingly with this channel, we do get some unwanted attention considering the amount of subscribers we have, which is nothing to shake a stick at, but we all know other people who do this case have a lot more than 1,500, so I just find that interesting. So moving on from that, thank you all for being here. We're doing Linda Lane, Grub Truck, and more. We're going back to the beginning of Linda Lane. We're going to jump around a bit. We're not going to do the whole shebang. I had another itch to scratch, and it's with the audio. So I learned on Movavi about compressor and threshold and wet, dry. What else is there? It's now skipping my brain. Grain is another. So I kind of messed around with that a little bit, and some of it is more clear. You can hear more. You're going to hear some little like reverberation, but it does come to the actual words. You're going to hear more people saying Xana. You're going to hear more people saying Ethan clearly. And as Snell has said, there is significant time gap of not knowing where Ethan and Xana were, and that they would like to know their whereabouts, who they were with, and how, like even what route or routes they took to get to 1122, which is very alarming considering what we've learned in regards to fraternities, that when the people who were hazed or had an event got significantly hurt or even death, and some of them were just taken to their dorm room and dropped off. So here we'll be able to hear Xana's name said several times by different voices, as well as Ethan's name said several times with different voices. So therefore, plenty of people knew where Xana and Ethan were. I have this video here just so we can hear what it sounds like with no audio adjustment whatsoever. So it can kind of give you a perception of how far away that sound is. We'll also look into just some visuals to see what the neighborhood looks like. We didn't really do that last time going over this. After looking at this more and going forward with other audio, I think it's important to understand more the lay of the land. I do have 1320 Linda Lane, as many know. A lot of the footage is missing between the hours of 3 and 4, as well as 1 and 2, which I find significant because a lot goes on between 1 and 2, just with the interactions, the altercation, as well as the amount of cars moving around. With that being said, with the Grub Truck, this is 2 minutes ahead, just a reminder. So at 1:22, we're going to go here at the Grub Truck at 1:20, which is kind of here right now, and we'll see who shows up after that altercation. We're going to hear a car pull up and someone yell, "Go away," and then it speeds off. A lot more cars driving up. It sounds like they're picking up people or dropping people off. We're also going to hear a female on here, and someone picked it up in the last video. She says something along the lines of, "They don't have it." I purposely did not mention it because I don't quite know if that has anything to do with the event we heard before, which this person commented that what she says, and saying that doesn't mean that it's in relation to what happened when you hear at a distance, which I tend to agree with. We're just going to hear her voice, and then we're going to hear her again later calling out to someone, which many of you, from what I've seen and heard, and has been taught, or not taught, but has been brought about on this channel, a specific person's name. I don't know if I mentioned, I have a bit of a cold. The weather here in New York State is true to form in March. We had a couple 60, 70-day beautiful sunshine days, and then the following day we had legit snow, like an inch. Not an inch, but a covering, and it was bitter cold. It was to the bone. And then following that day, it was back to 50 again. So that kind of gets you, off balance, which I was trying to learn about this. That was very frustrating, but it's not going to be perfect, but you can tell there is a difference. We're going to watch a video with a person who drives around that neighborhood, and to give us an idea of what it looks like, how you can drive around, and they put their window down so you can hear the sound and how that sound does really travel. And with that law and crime video, I did not touch the audio on that. That is an old video. They did do the one that we are more aware of, where you can hear the conversation between the officers and the students. With that video that you listened to and saw, you could definitely hear those whistles more and the yelling in the background, which I believe, in my opinion, is Kaylee and Maddie. And like with all my videos, I give you this information. You decide for yourself. We try to be as objective as possible, with professionalism as much as we can, and we're not literal on this channel, which I find a lot of those comments tend to go in that direction. I do agree with Thompson and Fry, that's what we've been saying on this channel for so long, that it's not a random act of violence. That interview was November 17th on Good Morning America. I have never seen that video. So I'm glad that I watched that, and I do agree with them. That's just very surprising that they went ahead and chose a random person to be the suspect. And with that being said, here we have, which I find interesting, and this kind of popped up to me after doing the week before, having Bethany and Maddie, how, here is Maddie, August 13th, saying, "How did I get so lucky?" And she has her roommates from last year, and they've graduated. Here's Sophie, Ruby, and Kim. And this is a time where As we know, she was not really involved with her sorority at the time, and this would be the time that she would be with her other sorority sisters getting ready for the potentials and doing like a spirit week. And here she has some of her ex-roommates and her ex sorority sisters are here being with her 3 days before the pseudo noise complaints, where we have Rosenthal there taking a picture of Kaylee's photo ID. So I just realized the words that she used. How did I get so lucky? Is this them being supportive, or is this them being, Maddie, just continue? Did Maddie ever have any doubts of going back her senior year? As we saw with Kaylee, she did leave 1122. Did Kaylee moving in help Maddie to stay there because all of her roommates were going, and now she's the senior? You know, that is a difficult transition. And here we go with Kaylee. And here she says, one lucky girl to be surrounded by these people every day. And, you know, she wasn't with them every day, but Dylan was the one that brought her back to the home to be her +1 for the Betty Ball. So just a thought that I had when hearing Thompson and Fry saying it was a targeted attack. The way that Fry puts isolated, targeted attack, I could understand why that didn't translate very well. And as a person who is within the law, you would think he would understand the importance of the words you choose in order to communicate to the community, and as he says in that interview, the world, that you would be, I guess, prepared with a better set of words than isolated, targeted attack. So here has been a lot of talk about this Cole Elliott or Cole Bennett. He was in the same class with Maddie. This is March 22 of 2021. Here he says he's marketing, analytics, and operations management in College of Business and Economics. He is a campus tour guide. He is doing a story takeover. And later we see, or the next day, here he is talking about doing the takeover and hope everyone enjoyed it. And here Maddie likes that post. We do have him here. Merchandising Development Program, Sam's Club. He's at the University of Idaho for 3 years and 10 months. He was a campus visits assistant, Vandal Reps campus tour guide, campus visits work study. And he was also in Beta Theta Pi. If this is the person that they were saying that this was their main suspect, I could see how that doesn't look good for the university, how he was so involved in being a model student, a model citizen. That does not look good on many different forms. But on the other hand, how often have we heard people who have a squeaky clean image or is used as a model to represent end up having not the best personal life behind closed doors, a la Matthew Lauer. He was on a major network in the morning. He was, he's squeaky clean imaged, amazing husband and father, not so much behind closed doors. Same thing with Bill Cosby, America's dad, not so much behind closed doors. And then extreme, we have Jeffrey Dahmer. He definitely had some flags going on with a Caucasian young male living alone in a black neighborhood, which, hello, very strange, even for back then in Milwaukee. But he was kind, he was pleasant, he kept to himself, but he would engage with his neighbors. He worked full time. He never called in. So he looked like he was just an ordinary citizen, but behind closed doors, he was not. So those examples right there, just kind of those of known people, kind of hide behind the status quo. They have that squeaky clean image. They do everything correct, and they do that so they can do whatever they want behind closed doors. This, he is a model student, so on and so forth. If this is him, I'm sure someone in the comments will let me know. I haven't looked too much into it because I was busy with other tasks. All right, so let's get into Linda. Let's get into some visuals and that video I was telling you about. So here is Linda Lane. And this vehicle we're going to watch drive, they drive down this direction. You're going to see Linda Lane. You're going to keep going down Taylor. You're going to see Sigma Chi, go down King Road, and they go up here, up and around, and through, and back down here again. I was under the impression you couldn't go through here, but I was wrong. I want to say people are also thinking you can go through here to Alenta, which is not, you cannot, but you can go through here. So it is just a big loop. You can do that. Here for Linda Lane, you just come down here through and you have to turn around and come out, and we will see pictures of this like retaining wall with the fence. Here it's showing where the body cam footage was. We saw how the police unmarked car was parked here, and Rosenthal got out, and then the other police officer pulled up over here in this area where the fire hydrant is here. His car was here, and he did not turn on his body cam until after he did the beep beep. And here is the sidewalk, Queen Road, and a sidewalk that goes all the way down, and this is where we saw those runners in the background, and then the screech. Here is a aerial or drone, so you can go through here and down and around. 1122. And this is the Queed Road Apartments, and Taylor Ave is right here. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. Taylor Ave is right here. There's Sigma Chi. I got confused by the purple doors. So this is Taylor Ave. Sorry. Taylor Ave, Sigma Chi. This is just the alley behind, the roadway behind. This almost looks like an apple tree. So here you can drive over and around. You can also come in here, come out, and go either way. Here's Linda Lane. And look how high this house, and there's a house here. And look how low, it's like a valley. So we've heard two officers say how sound carries there. It's like a fishbowl because they're in a valley. So you're going to have all that sound just carry through and reverberate all around. It's going to stay around this area, so it's going to travel, especially when it looks like they're in a valley with this amount of, within this hill, mountain. I wouldn't say it's a mountain, it's probably just a hill. And here you see, have another look of it. And here's the back parking lot. Here's a wooded area. And here we'll see a picture where they have the UV light in this area. Okay, so 1, 2, 3 houses here. With that being said, and with the sound traveling, I would be surprised if these people didn't hear what went on. And here's another house up here, and another. I'm sure the trees do help block some of that sound. Here, so here's 1330, here's 1320. Here, 1330, 1320. As you see, we can see Linda Lane, this parking lot here. And there is that building where they're using a UV light to find blood splatter or bodily fluids. And that is right here. And this is part of Queen Road Apartments, to my understanding. So here's a cam. Here's that fence. And they're pointing out that they saw people walking at this time. I can't really see the time there. I want to say it's probably 4:05:41. Walking in this direction. And there's King Road back here. So here's Walenta Drive. Come down King, go down Queen, can go here, through here, and back down Queen. Linda Lane is just this lane, hence Linda Lane. And there they are looking with the UV light. All right, so there. Now we'll see the video. And this video is, I'm sure many have heard of him, JLR. In the beginning, I actually watched JLR in the beginning, and he did have a lot of important information. As time went, he kind of got a little zealous. Not a little, but he was getting zealous, which I could see that happening when you get that involved, especially when you're going out and you're going around and not taking many breaks in between. I don't agree with everything he does, but I'm sure not everyone agrees with what I do. But I definitely give credit where credit is due, and this is a great video of him going down Taylor Avenue, taking a left down King, another left into Queen, and he's going to drive up and around the Queen Road Apartments. So pay attention to the area and how his car needs to increase gas to go up the hill, which you will hear throughout the Linda Lane footage. So we'll watch it a couple times. And there here I will speak a little more. Linda Lane. There's a lot of people out. The car undercovers, they ran from that area. There's a lot of cars back here. Tight quarters. There's like a person there for a second. This would make me nervous if I lived here. Here's that area where they were looking with the UV light, which is right here in the Linda Lane area. There's that retaining wall. Here's the retaining wall. Here's that back parking lot that you could see from the balcony area, as well as when the officers come there, you can see glimpses of the back parking lot. And then you can see Sigma Chi right there. Car radio. And this, I want to say, is the area where they got the 1112 picture of the car, which is not a very good one. I find that's just so abrupt that he just parks there and then stops the video. Strange. Okay, so let's get to this first. All right, so I have 1320 Linda Lane here, which is one of the few that we have at 1 a.m. It's at 11650. And all it shows is it looks like a light, like a spotlight, lights up this area and then it goes away. It's very peculiar, but once that comes up through here, I'll play this first and then we'll play what happens around that time to see if there's any significance with that. So for perspective, we're going to listen to it without any type of audio adjustments and then listen here. And do a third one. Some of them we won't do that because I want to say depending on where they're located in the area, it picks up better in some places than others because I just do it all at once. Probably the best way to do it is to do it in sections, but not quite there yet. Someday. All right, so just with no audio adjustments, you can definitely hear two girls talking in the beginning, which we went over before in the last video, where to me it sounds like she's saying, I'm going back. And with the audio adjustments, I hear with or without you. You hear a male say, Zane, and she responds, I'm outside. Her saying, stop. So we hear a car leave once, Then we hear another car pulling up and her yelling stop again as the car zooms off. You're going to hear someone say, "I'm scared," and say Xana's name. And that, "woo!" We're going to hear that a few times up to the altercation and in it as well. So that's what I hear. So here we'll go into the first 3 minutes of this. So you almost hear them say it stopped several times. So there you can hear it more clearly. And we'll go to the first 3 minutes of this. So we'll go ahead and jump to we're going to go to jump to 10 minutes. And I'll admit, Roz was silly, thinking that beeping sound was a microwave. It was the car. I don't know what I was thinking. I was probably fatigued from doing this. But yes, that definitely sounds like a car that's still running. And they shut the door and it does that beep sound and let you know that the key is no longer with the car. I'm going to say they have a key fob. So that was me not having my bearings straight. And we do hear like conversation going here. I'm going to have to probably cut this in that area and just adjust by itself someday. So we'll do this for 2 minutes. So I heard, Xana, hurry, let me out, let me in. And let's do this one. For 10 minutes. I think we'll just stay on here up into the event, the altercation. apologies. We can go back anyways. I have to do this, which is at 116.50. So let's just watch this first. So here you see a light shine. And go away. It almost looks like a beam of light. Now, someone mentioned in comments about a helicopter. I don't know if that's what this is, but that's the only thing I can think of. It's this beam of light. You kind of see it there towards the end of why this is showing. It can't be from this. So let's go and listen to this. And just to double check, let's check here with the regular sound. Okay, so you get the idea of what it sounds like without any audio adjustments. I'm going to keep it like this because I feel like it sounds better when it's in this position. So a lot to unpack there. You definitely heard contact. I heard almost like a slamming on a car a couple times. I heard the name Reed several times. Get some, you wanted this. And here we hear the car coming up, go away, and driving off. So we'll go back and listen to it one more time. Let me just get the Grub Truck ready. All right, here's the Grub Truck, 1:20:02. But we'll listen to this at we're not working right now. Let's see how this one is. there you go. We definitely heard Ethan's name several times by several different voices. You definitely heard some pounding, some contact. Get right, come get some. Definitely an altercation. Planned. That's not, so, in my opinion, that's not spontaneous. That's planned. An escalation of some sorts. Which I have thoughts on that I will bring up at a later time. Once we gather more information, which is, we heard that all going on, and then there was, like, someone got away. And we'll hear it with this cars here more so. With that reverberation and that isolation, the cars make things a little more sticky. So a car driving off, unlocking another car. Possibly a third. So, is it possible that someone didn't do so well and is not handling it very well? It sounded like I heard Ethan's name more than any of the other name. I was definitely encouraged. Did it get out of hand? Obviously, for one. So here we go with Grub Truck. I have it at 120. And we're going to listen 122. This is 120. It's not going to be exact. We're just seeing who shows up here between 3 to 4 minutes after this has ended, where we heard all those cars leaving. We're going to keep the sound off on this and listen to what is still continuing here at Linda Lane. We talked about her. She was part of Kaylee's sorority. How she was here 20 minutes before Kaylee ended up showing up. And Kaylee and Maddie leave the Grub Truck, or excuse me, Corner Club around 1:30, is what we're told. Keep looking at this. There's that voice I was talking about. So remember that voice. And we'll hear it come up again. Around 1:32. So it's been 3 minutes since that altercation, that car driving off. And look who shows up here. And Joe asked them, for the first time of asking anyone, Are you here for the bars or just out to eat? Let's see if this one works. And now this crew of people shows up about 3 to 4 minutes after that initial group came. And here's the side. That's at 21. All right. 131, 21. All right, I'm going to see if we can hear this better on this one. Let me pause this. All right, so This one's a better one. All right, so just to go over that. So it sounds like I See You Farley, which I've seen that name thrown around. I don't know much about it. I want to say that this has something to do, not so much with what's going on with here. Maybe this person saw what was going on because he was there at the time, or she was there at the time when this was going on. I'm sure we'll find out more in the future. So let's continue. And we'll be seeing Kaylee and Maddie showing up, as well as Joe and his crew. Joe and his crew first. I want to hear that truck. Whew. All right, so oh, wait. So let's see. Okay, I hear the beep. You hear it turn on, but not very, very faintly. Okay, so you can hear it there. So that is 132. Sounds like a truck to me. And I was just thinking about seeing how that truck was around Kaylee and Maddie when they're walking back from the corner club, which is around that time right now. It's 1:31:47 here. And here it is 1:32. So let's get back to this. even going on. So right now, this is a lot of car activity going on. And those ladies are off on a rush. So Kaylee and Maddie should be arriving soon. See if there's a different or a better. So nothing there. definitely the better one. There's that truck, which is 136. Or some may say it's the BMW. You definitely hear more cars on this one. If you're still here, you're a champ. So after hearing all that happen with Ethan and whomever, where would they be now? How much is unknown, as the police have let us know at that time, which is November 17th. Hopefully they have more information by now. I wonder if what we're hearing right now is what people were saying was the domestic that was in the area of this footage. It looks like their ride is pulling up. Here. Two more beeps. I wonder if that's any correlation of their ride getting to the Grub Truck. Cars moving around. Right now they're leaving. 152. Taillights of the car that they got into. And it's leaving. So 152. And there's a beep. And another. Okay. This is where we have to now go to, what was it, 156.07. All right. Let me just pause this. All right, so this is 156.15. This is 1320 Linda Lane. And what I hear in the beginning is, I'll play it a few times. I hear, "You're wasting time. We can't be late." So Kaylee and Maddie left at 1:52:30. And this is 1:56, which is 1:54. So they're not here yet. So this is around the time they will be coming home, Kaylee and Maddie. It is 1:58, which means it is 1:56. And we hear that car. So this starts at 1:56, which is 1:54. 1:54. 1:53:48. So let's keep playing this.
Okay, 2 chicken burritos, 2 barbecue chickens, 1 Chipotle. $48.50 for you. Oh yeah, man. Chat, I want for all of you to leave just knowing how incredibly satisfied and pleased Joe is with everyone's performance tonight. 87. Thank you, because that's what I'm thinking. I'm just thinking, I am so pleased right now. Guys, you see how many people we had? You see how short that ticket time is? Makes me happy. What are we looking at? For Walmart, no, can't use Apple Pay here. Google website is a great place to see how they sound. I have no idea what we're talking about, guys. How are you doing?
Good, and you?
I'm doing pretty good.
That's awesome. Can I get 2 big burritos? Chicken, mac and cheese, extra slaw.
You got it. Chipotle, 1 dessert burrito.
1 dessert
$13 for you.
Green noodle stew, Chibo.
I'm very pleased. Oh, order 88.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh.
Hi, can I get a pizza one?
Yes, that is pizza and a pesto.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah,
last
that is the last one. $19.25 for you. You got the last pizza mag.
Hey. The last one?
Yep.
Oh, shit. We didn't bring a thermos, did we?
No, we did not. Order 89.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm being entirely too positive to my associates. I'm just trying to let them know that I am grateful and I appreciate the work they're putting in. How are you doing? Excellent. What sounds good?
Can I do the pesto?
Yeah. Excellent choice, by the way. $9. Biggest order, thank you very much. Somebody took care of it. Order 90. Thank you. Hello.
Can I get, how about I get the chicken tacos?
6 to 7 ounces. I eat 2. 3 is going to be over a pound.
I'll go for 2.
Got it.
And then there's also.
You said chicken, right?
Yes, please.
Okay. 2 chicken tacos.
And then can I get the Chipotle mac and cheese?
Absolutely. 2 chicken tacos and 1 Chipotle mac is $16.50 for you. Ooh.
That's so nice.
Not actually. I mean,
Where did you buy your device
being as open-minded.
Oh, that's actually the owner, but it is just the square system.
I don't like that.
Thank you. Absolutely.
Can I get the barbecue chicken mac? But can I add cilantro in there?
Yeah. Okay, I like it. Barbecue chicken, cilantro. Cool. All right. How's your night going? It's going very well. Cilantro.
No, I just fucking around. So you just, that's it.
Sweet. If that's everything for you, 1025.
Dude, kissing the homies goodnight is a game, man.
As long as you have your socks on.
Have you had that before? Have you gotten that before with cilantro on it? Okay. All right. Hell yeah. I was like, is that a secret move I don't know about?
I just love cilantro.
Okay, fair enough. All right, very fair. I get it. Thank you.
Good night.
You too. Hello.
How much would 3 pork tacos be?
3-4 tacos is gonna be fucking 11 something, almost 12. One sec. I'll just click the button for you, and then you'll know. 11.25.
Okay. How big are they?
They're 6 to 7 ounces. 3 is gonna be over a pound of food.
I'll just do 2.
Okay.
Sorry.
Oh no, not at all. I get it. The range of tacos is vast. Or 93.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Grumpy.
Yeah.
St. Mill, if you're here at 2:30 when we leave and there's something, we give it to people. But yeah.
Grumpy or happy? No.
One big burrito.
Yes, sir. Would you like chicken or pork?
No.
Got it.
Grumpy or happy?
950 for it.
Polar opposites, no in between, man.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
I got 1 chicken taco right here for you.
And then really ordered 94.
No, that's too damn bad.
Thank you. Love it. All right, that's the line again.
So they are checking their phone. Let's double check. You have that group up here, over here, and then down here.
Love it. All right, that's the line again.
And they both take them out at the same time. So it's 158.48, which would be 156. This starts at 156, but it's 154. And let's hear it again. So 154. And we heard, or we saw that Kaylee and Maddie left at 152. So it takes 3 minutes for them to get there. 3 to 4 minutes. So that'd be 155. 154. That is within this time frame that we're going to see here, which is 156. That's 154. They are taking their phones out at 158, which is 156. And this ends at 156. So it's around that time range. And let's hear again what is going on at 1321 Linda Lane. So you see a car speeding off. We heard, "Get off me." Seconds later, car door. Car is speeding off at 156. And that bang, you're going to hear a lot of those bangs at 2 a.m. to 3. It sounds to me wasting time. We can't be late. And this is 154. Kaylee and Maddie are on their way to 1122. So this is 156. Car drives off. So the timing of that is definitely look more into. This is all happening at 154. It sounds like they're almost like capturing someone, as sick as that sounds. Speeds off. And 156. And 2 minutes later, about maybe closer to 3, is when they start looking at their phones. Kaylee and Maddie are now home. Allegedly. even though Dylan texts the driver, "Are you still out?" I found it interesting when the coordinating beeps with Kaylee and Maddie arriving, and when their car is at the Grub Truck ready to pick them up. We will have to address that again. Right now, I'm going to have to take a rest on that and go from there. So, we heard a lot today. We heard Xana's name mentioned several times. We've heard Ethan's name said several times. We heard the name Reed. We've heard the name Farley. Lots of car activity prior to that altercation. Car activity leaving afterwards, shortly afterwards. Then we just happen to see several of those students who are in fraternities and sororities. I'll point them out next time, but they are definitely in fraternities and sororities. End up showing up at the Grub Truck afterwards. I don't know if anyone caught Joe right before that car left at 1:15. He does say prior, "It's an exciting night, Derek." And Derek's like, "Yeah," which always alarmed me a little bit, because why is this night an exciting night of all the nights to say? Could he be saying that every single night? I doubt it. Also with those beeps, I almost saw some correlations of who showed up because it is a live stream. I will have to go ahead and look at that. But after that altercation, those 3 groups of people showed up and the girl with the red backpack afterwards. This right here happens at 1:54. And at 1:56, as you hear a car speeding off, which it does sound like after you hear that male say, "Get off me," shortly after you hear a car door slamming, or maybe even a trunk, and then drive off. Minutes later, these 2 take out their phone at the same time, and then these start cheering shortly after. That's what I'm saying. This is what I see. This is what I'm looking at. I've done through it once already. This is my second time doing it. And I'll do it again a third time just to be sure and clear. Because part of a scientific method is you have to do it several times in order to show the accuracy. Granted, we're not going to be accurate because we don't have exact times. It's all between 2 to 3 minutes, which that is science in itself. You have to give and take plus or minus 3, which is a mathematical usage of plus or minus 3. And that's what we're going with, plus or minus 3. Definitely plus 3. And then some. So this is where we're going to stop. Let me know in the comments what you think. If you got this far, I'm definitely going to put in the description like certain parts, because it is a lot. We're at 2:37 plus the intro, so it's going to be a long video. Let me know what you think about the audio adjustments that I made. I'll definitely work on those more. Not too soon because I'm doing the research papers, but We did get a lot of information out of this video today, especially when it comes to names and times. And just the coordination of beeping when people arrive at the Grub Truck and when Kaylee and Maddie leave. Is that plausible? Absolutely. It's a small, close-knit community. And what I was kind of saying before is maybe what happened with Ethan with that altercation did not turn out the way that whoever was hoping. And this could be something of as simple as someone being butthurt because it didn't go the way they thought and they took it a step further. That's just a theory that I have of history of dealing with, in my medical profession, of having to take care of those who got into a fight and they won in a surprise for whatever reason, and people came back and went at them again. That also happens as well when you work in an ED, which I did for a short period of time at different hospitals. The one in Buffalo, I know for sure, is whenever someone gets into a fight or someone gets shot, the ED is locked down because of the amount of instances where if the person doesn't think they got a good enough job done or finish the job, they will come back in to the ED to finish it. That is part of the reason why you see security at emergency departments, because of unfortunate instances that happen like that, as well as people coming after medical professionals. So that's where I was coming with that idea. I could be totally off, but we are dealing with fraternities. It's definitely an escalation of some sort. And like Bill Thompson and Fry said, this was someone they knew, not a random act of violence. And after we heard that altercation, the first thought that I had after hearing it a couple times was, is this what they meant by an isolated, targeted event? Or isolated, targeted attack? There was an attack. And then if that is Ethan, who sounds like he is trying to go away from that person who's telling him, you're wasting time, don't be late, and that person saying, stop right there, I'll shoot you and get off me. If that is Ethan, it sounds like they put him into a car and then they leave. Are those the hours Fry and Thompson and the officers are talking about? Hopefully the interviews that they've done, they said they did 150, if I remember correctly. Hopefully it's those people who were there at the time. And this is the 2 a.m. hour, going into the 2 a.m. hour. Which we got a lot more information right there at the Linda Lane 1320 than we did. Well, we got a fair amount of information too at both. So now there is 2 and 3, but 3 and 4 are missing. And the amount of information we got at the 1 to 2 mark at 1330, we are not able to coordinate with 1320. I just find that interesting. So there you have it. Thank you for listening. Unfortunately, it was not an easy one to watch or listen to, but it's just tragic. It's tragic all around. And just seeing how it was coordinated, which I have mentioned before, with law enforcement coordinating at 2:53 with the underage drinking, that was very much coordinated as well. And it's not a random act of violence, meaning it was definitely planned. And it's sickening. This is an escalation of some sorts. This just wasn't a few weeks ago or a month ago or a few months ago. This is something that has been harbored, in my opinion. So, again, thank you for watching. Thank you to all of the subscribers for 1500, and I will be back with 2 new episodes on research papers, one pertaining to the Greek system and the other pertaining to the crimes that happened to these victims. Until next time.